At my real estate photo business, we've shot with both $500 cameras and $25,000 cameras. And the one thing I've learned that is 100% true is great gear, really expensive, good quality gear is not gonna make you more money. It's not gonna make you successful, but really bad gear can hold you back. And so I wanna walk you through that so you don't make that mistake. Starting with the $25,000 camera. And this is a mistake that you'll probably see is very evident, probably wouldn't repeat this for yourself, but it shows you where I was at different stages of building my business and how these errors and mindset problems really led me to do a lot of things that wasted time. And I don't want you to waste time. I want you to go as quickly as possible to making money. So the $25,000 camera, well, it was a red cinema camera. And I bought that camera when we had 4 or 5 employees at my real estate photo business because I thought that that was gonna take us to the next level. That getting a cinema camera was gonna be really good and allow us to make these next level videos that would make us more money. And I didn't really think through this very well. I just sort of bought the camera and I didn't even buy it cash. I did an even stupider decision, which was I financed the camera. And so I get this camera, and what I very quickly learned about a camera that's not right for the job is it's not right for the job. And so a cinema camera, it works really well if you can control everything. You control the lighting, everything, right? You don't do that in a real estate photo shoot. And another thing that's true about a cinema camera is it's also really freaking heavy. And so trying to use it on a gimbal is really hard. You have to buy a very expensive gimbal. And I never thought through how this was gonna work when we had to buy 4 or 5 of these because I had 4 or 5 photographers. My mindset was just, hey, we'll have one photographer do the videos and the rest can do the other stuff. And I didn't even realize how inefficient that was gonna become. But the bigger issue here is that I thought that getting a more expensive camera was gonna take our business to the next level and make us more money. And all it did was cost me $25,000 because even though I had the loan, I still had to pay that off. And you can't sell that camera for nearly what you bought it for. It also costed me a lot of waste focus because I focused on things that didn't matter. If I would have just used that same amount of time and maybe even the money that I lost marketing my business and finding more clients, I would have made way more money. Then on the flip side, here's the gear that you have to have. You have to have a wide enough angle lens, and you can't use a camera that shoots on film, obviously. And so there is a middle ground, and that's what I wanna show you in this video. And I'm gonna give you my full 2024 gear kit list, the exact gear we use at my photo business, as well as the gear I'd recommend if you're just getting started and you wanna spend as little money as possible. So here is my gear kit recommendations, and this link is actually below so you can go check these out for yourself, but you'll notice a couple of different kits here. We have the real estate kit, what my employees use. This is what the employees at my photo business, Norman & Young, use right now at the time of this video being filmed. We have a budget kit, which I talked about. It's being the cheapest way to get into this business. And we have a big spender kit. This kit is only if you really like expensive gear and you enjoy it. It's something that's fun for you. Otherwise, if you just want to make money, you can stick to these. So the first thing I'm going to jump into is our budget kit. Now, one very important thing about this kit is it really is good enough. And I wanted to show our audience and the people that learn from us that we can really do this with cheap gear. That isn't just something that we tell you, but we don't do. So we switched our entire business at Norman & Young, all of our photographers a couple of years ago, over to the Canon M50. And we did that for about a year or a year and a half, just to show that it can totally work. We ran over $1 million worth of real estate photo shoots through the M50 between all of our different photographers and honestly had no problems. The only reason we actually ended up switching to the kit I'll show you in a second is because the M50 has kind of 2 problems. Number one is it's super small physically. And so it's kind of annoying when you're shooting all day to like press little buttons on a tiny camera and see a tiny screen. But if you're just getting started, that doesn't matter. And number 2, the battery life isn't that good. So again, if you're shooting 4 shoots a day, like most of our photographers are, it's annoying if you're always changing batteries. If you're just getting started, it's okay if you have to change a battery because you're not doing this consistently. You know, once you are doing it consistently, you can always upgrade your camera in the future. A minor, I was gonna say number 3, but it's really like 2.5 is the low light isn't as good on video as the camera we use now, but that really doesn't matter. So yeah, it'd be the Canon EOS M50. The Mark II version is out now. If you can't find the Mark II, the Mark I is just about the exact same camera. So go that route. And then the Canon EFM 11 to 22 millimeter lens. Keep in mind that the mirrorless Canons, like the M50, it's mirrorless is what that stands for. They use a different lens than the normal EF lens. They use an EFM lens. So you just wanna make sure that you get this lens. You want the EFM 11 to 22. You can't use like a 10 to 18 EF lens. It won't work. So get that lens. This is a tripod that we recommend that is, pretty good balance of budget and quality. There are definitely better tripods. So if you do wanna make an upgrade, I would upgrade the tripod first. We'll talk about that in a second. second in the gear kit my employees use. And then besides that, you're gonna need a memory card, obviously. This is the drone that we recommend, the Insta360 One X for 360 tours, and some other accessories down here. But the main thing you need to get started is these three things: a camera, lens, a tripod, obviously a memory card, but that's super cheap. You can totally upgrade these other things later. You don't have to do that from day one. What I always tell people to do is get some paying clients and let your clients pay for your gear upgrades, right? They pay you for a shoot, take that money, go buy some gear. You don't have to pay for that out of pocket in a sense. So that is the real estate budget kit. This is what I highly recommend if you're just getting started and you really don't want to spend money. Do not wait till you can afford the kit that my employees use. Waiting is never a good idea, and it just makes it so it's less likely to happen for you. So if you can't afford the what my employees use kit, or you're just smart with your money and you don't want to overspend, totally go for the budget kit. It is absolutely good enough to get the job done. Moving over to the kit that my employees use, in my opinion, this is the best balance of quality and cost that you can possibly get. And we've refined this made little changes to it over the years, and this is what we currently use. So the camera body we're using is the EOS R. Just like the M50, it's a mirrorless camera, but it is full frame. So you get a little bigger sensor. It's a little better in low light, among other things, not just from the sensor, but it's just a better camera overall. We pair that with the Canon EF 16-35 lens. Keep in mind, this is an EF lens. This does not fit on a mirrorless lens mount. So you have to get this adapter here. I think this is like $60, and that goes between the lens and the camera, and it works great. It doesn't cause any issues like some adapters do. I mentioned tripod in the past. So I used to think that Manfrotto tripods were just like the best tripods out there, and that was like, if you could spend whatever you want, you get a Manfrotto. And I think anybody who shoots very consistently knows that that's not actually true. So what we found is our Manfrotto tripods and Manfrotto geared head, which I'll talk about in a second. As you can see here, they literally just broke all the time. Like, I would replace them a couple times a year per photographer. It was crazy, all of the issues. And so not only were they expensive, I just got tired of paying for tripods. So we tested other brands, and honestly, these brands are both a little cheaper and they are so much better quality. We haven't had a single one of these Benro geared heads break, and these slick tripod legs are like very, very strong. And so zero issues that we've seen with these. They last well over a year, 2 years. Like I said, we haven't even had one break, and it's been probably 3 years. Our longest term photographer has been shooting with a Benro. So that's great because they're cheaper and they don't break. Here's the thing with tripods though. When you shoot consistently, it is really nice to have a good tripod. So having a geared head like this allows you to really dial in the verticals. And so if you do want to just spend slightly more than in the budget kit and you're like, where's the best use of my money? My suggestion is going to be the Benro geared head and these slick tripod legs. They're a few $100s total, but really durable. Moving on to the gimbal, the DJI RSC2 will hold the EOS R just fine. So we like that gimbal. Mavic Air 2 if you want to spend a little more money. Honestly, with DJI drones, I would go look at their website and get a mid-range drone. The Mavics are great, and as you can see here, this link will change over time. So whatever you see when you click the link below is what we currently recommend. But do not overspend on a drone. You will crash this thing. It will crash into a tree. It will break. If you overspend, it's just not a good day. There's no reason to overspend. Moving on to the big spender kit. This is if you just enjoy gear. So here are my thoughts on this. What I'm not saying is that you shouldn't buy this gear. What I am saying is that you shouldn't buy this gear if you think it's going to make you more money. But if you like gear, maybe you're a photographer background and you just enjoy good quality gear, go for it. I mean, the whole purpose of building a business, in my opinion, is so you can do the things you want. Maybe some of those things are within the business and goals for yourself and the business you want to build. Maybe some are things you do with the money you take out of the business. And if you enjoy gear, don't let that stop you. For me, I personally don't enjoy gear, so I don't spend a cent more than I need to get gear that's not gonna make a difference to me. But that doesn't mean I don't spend money. I think everybody knows that I love cars. I spend plenty of money. I just don't like to spend the money where it doesn't count. So this kit is only for people who like gear. And I'll let you skim through that on your own time if you're interested. Now, here's the thing with gear. If you're watching this video, you probably don't have tens of thousands of dollars to waste, and you're probably conscious about getting the right gear for the money. And so here are my thoughts for you. Number one, you can mix and match any of this. So for example, if you already have a camera body and it was made in the last 10 years, you can totally use that piece of gear, even sometimes when it was made longer ago than that, but it gets a little more iffy then. You just need to pair it with a wide angle lens. And so my thoughts when it comes to gear you need in real estate media, there is one piece of equipment that is a non-negotiable. You have to have it right. Everything else you can skimp on, and that is a wide enough angle lens. If you don't have a wide enough angle lens, you're not going to be able to get the photos that real estate agents want, and that's actually going to impact your work and your ability to get paid. Everything else is just little upgrades or creature comforts that aren't really going to make a difference when it comes to you making money. So don't get sidetracked. Don't convince yourself you need to wait. All of that stuff is going to mess up your long-term ability to make money in this business, because the reality is the people who don't start because there's something they think they need, they never start, and so they're never able to make the money. And I don't want that for you. And so just roll with the gear that you have. If you have specific questions about whether a camera will work or whatever piece of equipment you have will work, comment below and I'll answer every single comment on this video. Just remember, the highest paid photographer and the photographer with the best gear or the best skill honestly have nothing to do with each other. It's all about your ability to get the job done and keep your client, the real estate agent, happy. If you can do that, you will grow your business. You will get referrals and you will have the problem of too many clients, which is the problem I want for everybody. Whereas if you focus on the gear and spend your time on that, you're gonna end up another broke, starving artist, which is the whole reason my channel exists, to help that not be the case for you. And if you're ready to take this business seriously and you wanna work step by step with my team and I as you launch your real estate photo business or take it to the next level, we'd love to work with you in coaching. That's what I spend all my days doing these days. And I absolutely love that because we're able to help people get results, and it's fun for me to help people through what I've been through in this business. So if you wanna learn more about that, you'll see the link below to apply and talk with a member of our team. And what they're gonna do is a game plan call where they look at your market, they look at your goals, they look at the things you wanna happen, and they pair you to a custom coaching program with a guarantee that is custom to you and your market based upon what we know we can help you achieve. So if you haven't yet, take the chance on yourself, schedule the call. It's completely free, no high pressure. You just get to talk to our team about what it would look like, and I'll see you there.